Hello friends, welcome to JavaFx 3D tutorial. In this video, we will create a demo for JavaFx parallel camera and explore its parallel projection plane. So we can create a parallel camera using parallel camera constructor. It doesn't take any parameter. Here we created an instance and we are calling this as PC. Next, since it's a 3D object, we can translate the camera to the location we want. So by default, let's state that this is the scene, or we can state this is the XY plane, and let's state this is the origin and this is the Z direction. So we created the parallel camera and we are stating the camera is located at 0, 0. Let's assume that this is 0, 0 and here is our camera lens. So the camera is initially positioned at 0, 0, and in 3D world our object stays here. Let's state that this is sphere and this one is box. So we applied material to it in our previous example. So after creating the camera, we can set the camera to the scene using the set camera method. Here we are using the scene dot set camera, and whatever camera we created, we are setting that. So that's all required for parallel camera. When we go to demo, that time we will place the camera at different XY location so that we can see how it is changing the field of view. So this is Z, right? Let's state that this is XY plane and our objects are here, sphere and box. Let's state that this is the Z direction, and let's assume that this is 0, 0, right? So so this is actually XY plane, and since we are viewing it this way, here the XY plane comes in line, and let's state that the 3D objects are here. So this is the depth and this is depth of the sphere. Now when camera is here, the projection is parallel, right? So if you are viewing like this, we may not see the object, so we have to move the camera in such a way so that we can view the object with the field of view. So when we go to demo, that time you will understand that, but here is the quick preview. We create the camera, then we position the camera. After that we set the camera to the scene. So now camera is like an eye and it starts viewing whatever is there in its field of view. Now let's go to the demo. So far we created 3 examples, right? So in the last video we created the now let's run this once. Here you can see these are all the objects we created previously. One is sphere and another one is box. Both are applied with the checker texture material. Now we can add our code here because this is the scene, right? So to the scene we are setting the root, then for the stage we are setting the title. So this is the perfect place to plug our code. So we already saw the code in the PowerPoint slide. So here if you see, we are creating the parallel camera, and the parallel camera is from JavaFx scene package. So we are importing it. Then we are moving the camera away from the checker sphere. Not away, let's state that we are keeping the camera at 0,0 location. And then we are setting the camera to the scene. So let's open the material fxml. We already rotated that sphere in the designer itself when we created the example. 45° we rotated in all XYZ direction. Alright. Camera at 0,0 means the camera will be at this origin, right? Now let's close this and rebuild this once. If you see, this is where the camera is looking at this moment. Remember the location in this window, it's in the top left. Now we will move the camera in X direction. So in X direction we are moving, so that means this way we are moving it. If you see, when we move the camera towards right, the scene is moving towards left. So that's how it will be, right? So let's state that your eye is the camera and you are moving on the train and you are looking at the window. So the train moves forward and the camera, your eyes move forward. So when your eye moves forward, the sceneries, whatever you see, that moves in the opposite direction. That means the scene moves backward. The same thing happening here. Camera initially at 0,0. Now we moved it in the X direction, this way, positive X. So if you see, the scene is moving in the opposite direction. So that's why you are seeing half of the sphere here and the box is moved towards the left. Now we will change this to -100. That means let's state this code window as the scene. Previously we moved the camera 100 unit in X direction. Now we moved it in the negative direction. That means scene will get offsetted in the opposite direction. Now let's run this. If you see, the scene is here, so it moved towards right. Now part of the box will go out of screen and sphere is here, and you can see how the scene is moving. So the camera moved towards left, so scene is moving towards right. Now we will keep it as 100. You can move the camera in negative, in Y direction as well. So I moved the camera in Y direction, that means moving upward, so scene will come down. So see, now the scene is towards the center of the screen. By moving the camera towards -100, in parallel projection, the object will look in same size. If you see here, I am resizing the window, nothing happens because of parallel projection. Thank you for watching. Bye.